You know, there is so much love and warmth in the air in the beautiful city of Lagos today. And of course, it is your premium breakfast television show coming straight to your doorsteps. It is a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Nigeria, and Wednesdays represent the very best of female power. Like, yeah, we run the world. We know it.
Yes, now it is a whole lot of energy here on the show with the women, and it only gets better and better every time as we continue to celebrate the International Women's Month. Now, we advise you to stay tuned for a fulfilling and wonderful edition. Of course, we have the beautiful, the delectable Chef Blossom in the kitchen.
Hi, Tope. Good morning.
Chef Blossom.
Good morning, Tope. Good morning, Mary.
You came with some cool vibes.
Yeah, like,
good morning.
That's good.
I'm just going to get into the cooking.
Let's keep going. Oh, well, whatever the case may be, though, you look really good. You look ready to dig into this cooking today.
Thank you very much.
I was actually torn between that being a chef's hat and a prayer hat, but that's fine.
Wow. Mary, don't start. Not today.
No, but really, it looks very nice.
Yes,
it
does.
nice. Yes. Okay, but really, great vibes all through today's show. That's what we're offering. And an opportunity for us to put a 100-meter smile on your faces as you begin this Wednesday with us. And, of course, the rest of the week.
Now, entertainment is what we are very good at, and we have been licensed to thrill you with the best of the very best of quality entertainment, delivering you your viewing pleasure through the week.
Okay.
Continue, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, we hope to light up every moment with the thunder sound of joy that will resonate in the heavens, making your moment with thoughts. What the wow. My name is Mary Bashwa Alivi.
And I am Tope Olonio. Now remember, you can stream this show live if you have to be on the move at TVC Connect on Facebook and tvcentertainment.tv. Now remember, you could use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on all our social media platforms to be a part of the conversation. We have a lot of juicy things to talk about today.
A lot to.
You do not want to miss it.
Hey.
You don't.
And you know what? You can also watch us from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app. And you can download it from the Google Play Store or iOS.
Please, though, we're begging you, follow us. We don't like privacy. Our page is not private. Follow us.
That's
TVC
at
Connect.
TVC Connect.
Yeah, why are you pointing at
privacy
me?
there?
TVC Connect.
TVC Connect.
Yeah, TVC Connect on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter as well. Use our hashtags #WakeUpNigeria. Be a part of every conversation.
Yeah.
Mary, tell them, what do we got?
You know, as Titi said, as Tope said earlier, we have a fully packed show. And when we're talking about fully packed show, it's going to be on full throttle. And every moment is going to be mind-blowing. So let's check out what's in store. You take that.
All right. Aremo Olalekan Oluwatobi is a relationship and life coach. He enjoys sharing stories about God, love, relationship, and transformation. He has dedicated time to speaking extensively on the matters of love and relationships, and would be talking about emotional cheating. Okay.
And on nutrition, Oshun Soya Olajumoke is a registered dietitian, nutritionist with over 6 years clinical experience. She graduated from the University of Agriculture at Abeokuta in 2012 after 4 years of studying nutrition and dietetics, which is a comprehensive study of nutrition science and diet therapy. So she's going to be on the show today talking about myths about breastfeeding.
Yes.
That's going to be a topic.
And of course, you know that we always have amazing music for you on Wake Up Nigeria. Now we have singer, songwriter, and Afro swing sensation Inart. He will be joining us to perform the song Falling.
We should also let you know that Sona Emifeoluwa Daniel, born in the UK to a family of 3 and Canterbury University graduate, is going to be on the show today. He's got affiliations with YBNL Nation and heavily inspired by Olamide Bado. So he's turned his dreams and passion into a beautiful reality, and we will be discussing that on the show today.
I love that.
I really,
Good morning
really do.
for
Good
the
morning.
1 millionth time this morning.
Tokwe, you are looking gorgeous. Hey.
Times. I'm so modest about it.
She isn't being modest, obviously.
Do you know my problem, Mary? You hail somebody, you're not allowed to take it.
No,
no,
I gave it to you. And then you started talking about being modest. Anyone who is modest does not talk about it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Cutie pie. Okay, so it's Wednesday again, and somehow we've gone from 4 to 2.
Honestly.
But that's fine.
Yeah, it is fine.
As it is, there's a lot to talk about today.
Yes.
And it feels like between us, we just have to do justice to it.
We have to.
Even if we're used to the whole everybody just having an opinion. And you know, talking about having an opinion, you mentioned earlier the fact that it's International Women's Month.
Yeah.
And it being International Women's Month, we cannot also deny the fact that this month, especially this week more like, we are going to be talking about the Mother's Day, which is like the focus right now. And for many people, this is what we're going to be asking via social media. Perhaps you could share with us.
Yeah, so social media, but there's different things we're talking about. Yeah. So we want to know your mother-in-law, your take on mother-in-law relationships. Yeah. We did, Titi shared a story with us, and it was more about mother-in-law relationships. So what's your take on mother-in-law relationships? Is that how we coined it? Yeah,
so what we're actually asking was, what's your take on how a particular mother-in-law handled an issue where our daughter-in-law could not cook? But so we don't complicate it. Let's just stick to the fact that many women these days are choosing to be single mothers or to not have children at all. What is your take on that? That's what we'd like to know. So just tweet at TVC Connect, #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
That's going to be an interesting one. Single motherhood, marriage, or no kids at all.
Exactly.
Ooh, all right.
So Tokwe and I are running the show today.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we'll do very good. Right now, however, we have to take the weather, and of course, we'll bring you the news updates right after. Stay with us.
Welcome to the news update. My name is Tokwe Oloni, and I will begin with the minimum wage. As the Speaker of the House of Representatives on Tuesday met with the leadership of organized labor over the controversy trailing the recently introduced bill aiming to amend the minimum wage law. The bill, which seeks to decentralize minimum wage to enable states to pay according to their financial strength, was sponsored by Kaduna lawmaker Garba Datti. But organized labor last week staged a national protest, calling on the National Assembly to drop the bill. The Speaker has now enjoined the labor movement to allow the bill take the normal parliamentary course while promising justice.
Able to get it even in the states. The states, Jigawa, Yobe, Borno, that implemented, and Lagos, is, if you look at Jigawa or those states, it's not about resources. State with bigger resources than River, they didn't until we went there to protest. You saw it. So if you bring the issue of resources, it's not about resources, it's about priority. Do we prioritize human beings?
Lobby does not mean using resources to convince or persuade members. Simple persuasion. The Speaker has said it, you can go on advocacy. The Speaker has said it, you can go through your members on sensitizations. This is what we call lobby.
Moving on to EFCC bank ultimatum, all financial institutions, particularly banks, have until the 1st of June 2021 to declare their assets as provided by the law and present the forms to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. This disclosure was made by the chairman of the EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, when speaking to State House correspondents after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Mr. Bawa expresses worry at the role played by financial institutions in helping criminals access funds illegally gotten and is confident this measure will help tackle financial crime.
To ensure that this country is free of economic and financial crimes, let me just put this. We understood that the tail end of every financial crime is for the criminal to have access to the funds that he or she have illegitimately gotten. And we are worried about the roles of financial institutions. And we have discussed, God willing, we hope that all financial institutions, particularly the bankers, will declare their.
Moving on to Kano State, intake of expired juice. Now, the Ministry of Health has confirmed the death of 3 people and at least 284 persons hospitalized after the intake of an expired flavored powder juice in the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Aminu Sanyawa, who disclosed this to journalists, says the expired juice powder has affected residents in 13 local government areas in 10 days after the index case. A 6-year-old girl died of the foodborne disease. The commissioner noted that the task force under the ministry had so far confiscated assorted drinks worth over 59 million naira, which are suspected to have been consumed by the victims. The state government had since instituted the execution of proactive measures against the menace through surveillance, sensitization, and public enlightenment. Now, that's all we can take on the news update for this hour. We have Mary standing by for sports news. Welcome back, and it is time for us to take the headlines in the papers this morning. We begin with Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria's inflation rate hit 17.33%, highest in 4 years. Prices of food items highest in Kogi, Ondo, and Ebonyi. Now, a photo story here showing the 30th annual general meeting with the chairman of different banks as well, held at the Civic Center, Victoria Island, Lagos on Tuesday. Now, to the bottom of the paper, we have Adebanjo emerges acting Afenifere leader as Fasoranti steps down. Afenifere remains unyielding on restructuring good governance, he says. You can read more on that on page 30. Hostile communities, vast borderline, impending efforts against arms proliferation. Customs. Security experts call for vigilance intelligence gathering ahead of the 2023 elections. Now, you can grab a copy of the Nigerian Tribune to get more information on that. Moving on to Daily Trust this morning, we have passengers stranded as Azman Air grounded. Northern routes worst hit. Senate backs NCAA, cites safety concern. Due process not followed. Now, a photo story showing here, we have the President Muhammadu Buhari, President of Niger Republic, and others at the visit to Abuja yesterday. Still on the paper, we have Ayo Adebanjo emerges acting Afenifere leader. Army recalls 145 soldiers replaced after Boko Haram attacks. EFCC to bankers, declare your assets on the 1st of June. A man jailed 10 years for raping 5-year-old to death. Now, to the top of the paper, we have law permits Adamu to remain IGP till 2024, says Buhari and Malami. Zenith Bank pays 94.2 billion to shareholders. Unemployment, Nigeria needs 50 million jobs in 10 years, says WTO. Now, moving on from Daily Trust, we are going to The Punch. Now, we have differential wage bill. Starts with governors, political office holders, Labour tells National Assembly. El Rufai, other governors behind wage bill, Labour alleges. Speaker defense sponsor ask workers to articulate grievances. Now, we have a photo story, different photo stories here. You might want to grab a copy for more updates on that. But still, we have 50 suspects and so much more on the papers. Now, if you want to get adequate information on all happening in the country this morning, grab a copy of your favorite papers and be informed. There's still so much more on Wake Up Nigeria this morning. But first, we have Fact Finders. Don't go anywhere and take this fact finding.
Thank you for being with us. And of course, it's time for us to do our usual coffee gist. And talking about coffee gist, you know I don't do this alone now. There's a Tokwe right here. Babe, as we said earlier, there's actually a lot to talk about today. But we'll leave the motherhood part for social media folks. Because that's what we asked on social media, in case you missed it earlier. We are asking, more ladies these days are choosing to be single parents. And besides that, some are even deciding that they do not want to have children at all. What is your take on that? So let's have your opinion at TVC Connect, hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Now, going back to what we were talking about, the mother-in-law situation. So I don't know if you could run us through the story again.
So just an overview of the story is a a young man married to his wife for under a year, noticed that she couldn't cook, or maybe they had a discussion that she couldn't cook, but he couldn't tell his mom that, so he would come to his mom's house on the weekends.
Every day.
Every day. No, first he was going to his friend's house. You know, the friend eventually told the mom that he was coming to his house.
Any day he doesn't come to our house,
he will come to his mom's house.
Eat out.
Yes. So the mom did not understand why her son was coming home till she spoke to the friend who explained that the wife can't cook.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed because maybe it's the Nigerian film mentality, or the fact that there's so much of this that you see the mother-in-law is not nice.
Yes.
But this mother-in-law, on the other hand, decides to tell the son to tell his wife to come, that they're having something in church and she wants her to come help her cook.
Yes.
So the first time they go to the market, she buys everything.
Make sure the girl sees how they are bought.
Exactly, sees how they are bought. They come home and they prepared. She makes sure the daughter-in-law watches her prepare everything. Then right after, she divides the food and gives her parts to take home. Then she takes it home, and then the son comes back after that food has finished.
4 weeks later.
4 weeks later. And the mother tells him the same thing to tell her to come again. So they do it for two other times. And the third time...
I think the girl figured out why.
Why? But the girl still didn't say anything. But the third time, she tells her, you know what? How about you do the shopping and you do the cooking? And at this
just
point,
monitor you.
She had got it. She had got it correct. And I think... if we can find that woman deserves an award.
A big-time award.
A big award.
Now, this is probably something that when we have a full house, we'll probably talk more about it, but we just had to mention it. Especially regarding the fact that so many young ladies today are afraid of getting married because of the whole... the mother-in-law is a dragon thing.
Exactly.
Because we hear a lot of this, don't get married though, mother-in-laws are mean, evil and all.
And there's this one of, before you pray for your husband, pray for your mother-in-law to be a nice person. Because you're going to pray for husband. You're going to pray for the mother-in-law that will now frustrate your life. You now forgot to pray for... Make the person's
life miserable.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But this woman is like a standard of measure. Because I don't know how someone else would have handled it any better.
But you know something funny? There are actually several mother-in-laws like that. That's the amazing truth.
Yeah.
There are actually families that are receptive and accommodating of women that cannot cook.
Yes.
But because of, as you mentioned earlier, Nollywood.
Yes.
Nollywood has made a standard that you believe that, hey, marriage is this place that, and then, you know, when Yorubas are talking about marriage in the Yoruba movie, Ile oko, ile ekoni. And so you just say to yourself, one chance.
Exactly.
But that's not actually how it is. Marriage is actually you being integrated into someone else's family.
Yes.
And then they take you up under their wings. There's the whole marriage scary thing is actually not so true for many people. So I think it's about time for Nollywood to start even pushing
a different
good marriages, good mother-in-laws, so that people like Tokwe
I don't understand.
Can smile and say, okay, let's him come along. We'll see what we can make of this.
Right.
No, but on a more serious note, several young ladies are afraid.
Very true.
They are afraid.
Very true.
I know you've never been afraid. Like, Tokwe has 10 chests. I've
and
never seen
9
anyone
extra.
braver than she is. So she's ready to like, okay, bring it on.
Is it cooking?
Abi?
We'll cook it.
All right, so we'll take a quick break, and of course, we'll come back with more. Stay with us.
The kitchen people, good morning. Yes, so before we came, I was trying to guess what we're preparing this morning. And to be honest, I'm not sure I can get it right. So we have rice. This is washed rice already, right? And this is Titus fish, or what do they call it?
Yes, mackerel.
Mackerel. We Nigerians call it Titus fish. And then that's palm oil, vegetable oil, tomato. Is it mixed with anything else?
Yes, it's mixed.
With the...
we already have it parboiled.
Parboiled.
Tomatoes, Scotch bonnet, habanero peppers, and shombo.
I'm going to say, what is your habanero? You're not going to come and talk Nigeria own. We have tomato, we have pepper, we have onions.
Shombo, tatashe, we have garlic and ginger.
Oh, wow, nice. And then we have, is that oil as well?
No. You know it's parboiled.
Okay, so the water. And then we have seasoning cube salt, plantain, onions, spring onions, crayfish, right? Mixed.
God, you always get it right. Mixed spice.
Mixed spice, I got it. And then we have curry. Okay.
Yes, curry powder.
So what are we making? Palm oil rice?
Yes. No, not palm oil rice. We're making.
Now, allow me feel good now. Okay, so what are we making?
We're making palm oil stew, like
Palm
fish.
oil stew.
Fresh fish.
Okay, so is it white rice?
Yes, white
I just
rice.
say snow rice.
Oh.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
palm oil stew. Okay, but I'm using vegetable oil.
No, I want to use to fry the fish, yes.
Okay, okay. So tell me, what inspired your choice of meal for today?
Okay, some person sent me a message on IG and they're like, because I'm trying to do something that we know, like try to do normal Nigerian meal. Like, okay, let's do some sauce, like stew, but we're not going to do vegetable oil because everyone is used to making stew with vegetable oil.
Okay.
I said, okay, I'm not going to do chicken stew or beef. Let's just do fish. Is it on? I think it's
I was putting on the highest. Yeah.
I said I was going to do something different from the usual.
Okay.
So they have to learn how to make stew with the palm oil.
Okay.
This is bleached already, though.
Oh, it's bleached already?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm always concerned about that. So you already washed your rice? Any
Yes,
reason
I did
why?
with salt.
With salt?
Yes, it's just one pot.
Okay, so you're not making. I remember the last time we made we pan-seared the rice.
No, this is white rice.
Just
now.
white rice.
Yes.
So no drama.
No
It's our
drama.
white rice. Okay.
No, just direct.
So the spring onions, is it going to the stew?
No,
sauce?
it's just to garnish.
To garnish. Okay.
Rice is done.
And then so it's really just white rice and palm oil stew.
Fish stew, yes.
Palm oil fish stew. Okay. I'm here for this. So while we're getting that ready, are we going to put the rice on fire?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So it's washed already with salt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just
Share the
put that.
spoon.
Thank you.
Okay. So is this any particular type of rice?
Yeah, short grain.
Short grain.
Nigerian rice.
So is it like O'Shea? Buy Nigerian to
I like
go
to say
the
a
naira?
Bakaliki rice.
Okay.
I think that those people they have the best rice in Nigeria. I don't know. That's true.
As far as it's Nigerian rice, it works for me. So short grain. Rinse it with salt before you put it on fire.
Like 3 to 4 times.
Okay. So it really brings out all the starch.
Starch, yes.
Yeah. And then the plantain, of course, as a side.
Yes.
Okay. I want to see if you say, oh, you put the plantain when the rice is almost done.
No.
Okay. So this is pretty much a kind of rice that we can make with ingredients we have at home.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
it's like
easy.
basic, home available ingredients.
Yes.
So guys, how about you do something for me? How about the meal that you make for lunch? Let it be white rice with palm oil fish stew. Let's see how you recreate yours. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Tag us. Tag Chef Blossom, that's Blossom_pot, and let's see what you achieve. Now, while we're still preparing this, you know that we have so much for you on Wake Up Nigeria. And next up is relationship with Mary. Mary, is all yours.
Thank you very much, Tokwe. For relationship today, we have Aremo Olalekan Oluwatobi. Now, he is a relationship and life coach. He enjoys sharing stories about God, love, relationship, and transformation. He has dedicated time to speaking extensively on the matters of love and relationships, and we'll be talking about emotional cheating. I know there are different sides to cheating, but you're going to be talking about emotional cheating. However, let's even leave cheating for now and talk about breakups. Because before you even cheat, there's also the aspect of breakups, right?
Yeah, cheating generally leads to breakup.
Cheating generally leads to. So let's talk about the emotional cheating. What exactly is it?
Okay, so emotional cheating, most times people think cheating is until there's a physical experience with someone. But emotional cheating is real, and I think it's even more crucial and more painful than physical cheating. Now, for example, when you begin to share certain things that you don't want your partner to know with someone over, say, WhatsApp chats, that itself is already, cheating starts with something as little as that. So if you are getting more involved emotionally with someone, at times, say, for example, your partner is not around, but there's somebody that's around, and then you are spending more time with this person than you would with your partner. You're already getting emotionally connected to this person more than your partner. That's already emotional cheating. And before you know it, what happens? That translates into comparison. You begin to compare this person with your partner, and if that is not properly handled, it will eventually lead to breakup.
You made a statement. You said emotional cheating is even worse than physical cheating.
Yes.
Now, to lay more light, or rather shed more light on it, when we talk about cheating generally, we talk about the fact that cheating, no matter what type it is a no-no for many people.
No-no. Yeah.
Now, emotional, physical, how can you differentiate them?
Okay. So why I said emotional is even more deeper now is because it's subtle. And because of that... It
creeps up on you.
Exactly.
Before you realize
Before you know it. So, and you know, at times some people say, just was a one-time thing. I don't feel anything for her, but I slept with her. Okay.
That one is physical.
That is physical.
Aha.
But, so that one is even easy to walk away. But with emotional, you are
building a connection.
You are building a connection with that person. So it is more difficult to break away from or to deal with than physical. Of course, like you said, any form of cheating is a no-no. But even physical cheating usually starts with emotional. It starts with those very subtle forms of cheating, texting in ways that you don't want your partner to know. All those little things, eventually they build up.
Not trying to start a gender war or anything, but it is generally believed that men practice physical cheating more, while women who cheat actually practice emotional cheating more. Why do you think that's the case?
Okay, so generally, women are naturally more in touch with their emotions. And when you check statistics, when you check the reasons why most women break up, they are usually more connected to emotional things than physical things.
True.
So a woman will most likely get into a relationship more for the emotional connection than for the physical. While generally, a guy would get into a relationship more for
the looks and then things he sees before emotions get involved.
Though then, like I said, generally, at times, it doesn't apply to specific people like that, but generally. So usually, when a lady is cheating, she finds herself keeping her body because of her partner, but somehow she's emotionally connected to this other guy that is around.
So what you mean now is that when we talk about emotional cheating, it might not even involve any physical interaction.
They may be words apart.
Oh.
Might be solely via social media. Okay, but there is already a huge connection that you almost feel you're in a relationship already. Things that you would never tell your partner, you find it easier to tell this person. Things that you would hide from your partner. Okay, you're beginning to now hide your specific chats from your partner, then something's already going on.
So, I actually have so many questions regarding this, but let's even go to the background. What leads to cheating?
Okay.
We'll talk generally about what leads to cheating, and then we'll talk about what leads to physical cheating, and then the bigger one, as you call it, emotional cheating.
Okay, so what leads to cheating? So with the breakdown you said, let's take the ladies first. Now, one of the things that usually make a lady cheat is lack of emotional connection in their relationship. So they like this dude, but in their words, he doesn't get me.
He doesn't understand
me. They don't understand me. A lady will say, he doesn't understand that when I say go, I actually mean come. You understand? So a lady says, I'm upset, just leave. And guy walks away. But what she means is, beg me a little more. So the guy does, do you understand?
Give me more attention.
Just beg me, let me feel that. And then guy says, you want me to walk away? Okay, that's fine, I'll walk away, I'll give you time. In his mind. So, but there is that guy around her, maybe in the office or something, that is always there. When she's upset, maybe HR gets her upset, the person comes to her and tries to
soothe her.
You get, so she feels, this other guy gets me, this guy I'm with doesn't get me. Now, if that guy in the office decides to press on, before she knows, they're probably having emotional connection. Nothing physical has been said, nothing direct has even been said, but she's now beginning to get connected to this person more than she is with the guy. And if it goes on like that, it can eventually lead to physicals if they are close.
Wow.
Now, with physical can happen anytime. Okay. Some people have one-night stands.
Okay.
So usually physical does not exactly imply that there's an emotional feeling. It's just one of the key things about physical is lack of self-control. That's one of the key issues.
Lack of self-control.
Yes, lack of self-control. And then one of the things that build up into these two, emotional or physical, is what's the word, communication issues. The moment there's a communication breakdown relationship, both parties now, if they don't try to restore that communication, both parties are looking for ways to communicate, to express themselves. I want to share with somebody I'm upset. So wherever is available at that time, if care is not taken, that person
will
becomes
be allowed to step in to fill the void.
It fills the void that person, the partner is not in, and if it continues consistently, consistent communication always spoil emotions.
So, Oluwatobi, how can we even avoid cheating in the first place? You know, you just mentioned the fact that communication could help, and I'm sure there are several other factors as well. So how can we avoid it? Okay.
Like you said, so let me start with that, which I think is one of the most critical part, communication. And it must start from the beginning of the relationship or marriage, as the case may be. There must be that laid down principle that no matter how upset with ourselves, we will talk about the issue. Now, most people would rather just sit under and say, I forgive you, when it's still an issue in your heart. If you are not forgiving, then deal with it. Talk about it and deal with it.
But what if the other person is not ready to listen? Now, or the person thinks, oh, come on, you're making much ado over nothing.
So that's another issue. Both partners must understand the personality difference of the other person.
Communication, understanding personality differences. Yes. Wonderful.
So
go on.
If what you might consider an issue may not be what your partner will consider an issue. So if your partner says it's an issue, then pay attention to it. If for you, it's just small. I forgot to turn off the gas. But for the lady, it's an issue. For the guy, it's not an issue. When I get back out, there's not going to be any fire outbreak. But for the lady, it makes her safe that the gas is off. So she makes a lot of issue about you don't turn off the gas. Because it's an issue for her, listen to her. It's not an issue for you yet, but relationship is about putting the other person first.
Making compromises.
Exactly. So if you don't put the other person first, you always have issues. So putting the other person first helps you understand the personality difference, what is issue for this person, what is not issue for the person. So as long as you consciously decide that, as long as it's an issue for you, I will listen and make necessary redress, it can reduce the rate of cheating in itself. Then communication. So those are two key factors among other things. Then we now come to issues like money.
Yes.
Which
like most people overlook.
Which most people overlook. But then in itself, money now plays another central role that most times everything sisters down to communication. Because you see people that don't have so much having a wonderful and exciting relationship.
Yes.
Why some people that have everything they need still not getting it right?
You know what, Oluwatobi, this is a very broad subject. It's something I feel if we keep talking about it, there are just so many things. But I learned something from this. Communication is important. Understanding personality differences and individualities is very, very important as well. Thank you so much for your time. We'll take this break, and of course, we'll be right back. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back to the kitchen, people. You don't want to know what Mary was saying behind the camera.
Nobody should. I wasn't saying anything.
Wow. See, people that are guilty, that's exactly how they look. So yes, if you're just joining us, Chef Blossom has been cooking up a kind storm this morning. We have here white rice, yes, short grain Nigerian rice, and here we have...
Which she likes to call Abakaliki rice.
Abakaliki rice, yes.
She does have to say that, but really, Abakaliki rice is actually one of the best when you want to talk about Nigerian rice. Yes.
Oh, nice.
It's actually very nice. A bit pricey, but if you know somebody who lives there, it's usually cheaper. So the person can buy for you. But I mean,
somebody like Mary, I'm sure somebody like you order it from Abakaliki straight. But yes,
she has it in for me today.
I always have it in because behind the scenes, they don't know what you're doing to me. Oh. So yes, we have our mackerel fish, as we Nigerians call it, Titus. And now what's going next is the plantain. I want to know why you want to fry the plantain.
Exactly, inside the fish oil. You know, I was thinking the same thing because most people would rather fry the plantain
first,
then fry the fish. Is it that you want the plantain to have the fish flavor, so to speak?
Not really. I wasn't like going to say that I wanted to have
fish flavor.
Fish flavor. I'm just trying to buy time.
Oh, okay.
So you can as well. You could fry it at different. Okay. So let's do it. But we can also say fish flavor because it's definitely going to come out.
Plantain.
But not everyone will like that though. Because some people are very selective.
Yes.
So if you don't want to get the flavor, just fry your plantain before the fish.
Separately, yeah.
Before the fish.
Okay. So fish flavored plantain, guys, and fish flavored fish.
Seriously?
Fish flavored fish.
Okay, so run us through the process. I see we haven't even started on the sauce yet.
Yes.
So what are we going to do with the sauce?
Okay, once this gets done, I'll put in the palm oil.
In the oil?
No. On the pot. I'll take
palm
out the
oil,
palm oil.
Palm oil.
No, some people mix palm oil with vegetable oil.
No. I don't like to mix for this.
Yes. Okay, for this particular recipe, or you do it for other recipes?
Yes, you could do it.
Okay.
If you don't have enough palm oil, you could just add. Depends, but make sure you bleach your palm oil first.
Okay.
So I'll have my palm oil go in. Then I'll let it get hot for let's say for 5 minutes. Then the onions I'll fry for a few minutes as well. Then my tomato mix, a pepper mix goes in. Then I fry.
Let's remind them about the ingredients in the pepper mix.
Yes. The ingredients in the pepper mix. We have tomatoes. We have tatashe. We have shombor. We have garlic and ginger. And what else?
And it's already
atarodo.
Atarodo, yes. Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnet.
Say.
So it's already parboiled.
Yeah. So
the reason for that is to some people say they will take stew, they will eat stew and slap them.
Yes.
So it's just helps you get this
really refined flavor and taste. I was wondering if they could use the pan instead, so everyone can see, because we have plenty of time to show everyone how the sauce will be made. So we could move the rice. Let's do it this way. Let's move the rice here.
I think the rice is even ready for rinsing, right? Chef,
almost.
And let me not do talk about cooking.
We can put this here. Then we use this space for the sauce.
Yeah.
Yes, the rice should come this way. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
So
that way we can now.
Yeah, we'll turn it on.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's start.
Let's start with that. So we show how the sauce will be made.
Yeah.
Can you hear me turn the pan?
Because most times when descriptions are made, it's like,
You know that thing of when it's chef, I can never forget 2019 Christmas that the chef did coated chicken.
And then you thought
I went home to try it.
And then you ended up with painted
Let's
chicken.
just say that we ended up eating rice without chicken. Really? I had to recook the chicken.
Yeah, because sometimes when you chefs describe,
it sounds like so easy. You feel like you've gotten it.
Exactly. And then you get home and you're like, sometimes you even watch the
replay. But I followed the process. That is why it's very important for you to go and binge watch on the kitchen segments and every other segment on our YouTube channel. So you literally play the video and follow the cooking process, and you don't be a tokpe with a coated chicken. With an
it's not just you. It's actually something that I'm sure many people struggle with as well. When you see what is going on in the kitchen, you're like, that's why I always like the chefs to run us through the process, so that even when you miss some things on screen, you can always catch up on the playback. Okay? All right, so I think we're finally going to start with the sauce.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't be frightened. This meal will be ready.
Yes.
At the end of the show.
We are here.
Yes. Okay, so we have to take this break now. It's top of the hour. We'll be back on the other side of the hour. Stay with us. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome to the second hour of the most exciting breakfast show on the planet. The first hour just went by and we had a total blast. We still have the remaining 45 minutes to continue to do what we do best, to entertain you and put a smile on your face. And yes, I am talking to you.
Yes, your own face. Yes. Yes, and that 1,000-meter smile gladdens our hearts, and we are definitely excited because there is still a lot more to come on the very best breakfast show on television. It is Wake Up Nigeria.
And it's all about making a difference and helping you start your day the right way. We will be doing this and so much more on your premium breakfast show. And talking about breakfast.
Of course.
What is a breakfast show without breakfast? That rice and stew.
Very plenty.
With fish going on in the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't mind our nose.
Chef Blossom acting like she cannot hear us or see. Don't worry, we'll still come and have our breakfast.
Well, it is definitely always the right mix here. Just the exact dose of excitement, properly stirred to get your attention, and just like a well-prepared meal. There is definitely a potpourri of flavors for you on today's show. After all, we are the only breakfast show that prepares breakfast.
As in, we actually prepare it.
You get it.
And then we eat it for breakfast. That is why it's showing on us. Okay, so talking about you know, so much more happening on the show today. We have to let the show go on, and of course, it gets better and better and better and better.
And who are you?
My name is Mary Bashua Alimi,
and
our name is Tokwe Olowo Niyo.
Aye, we are on the Rapping Vibe. Remember, no, that's Mary, that's not me. Remember, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv. Now, use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on all our social media platforms. That's TVC Connect on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah. Now, so you can remember, download, okay? Download our app on Android, iOS stores, so you can watch us from absolutely anywhere in the world. Yeah. Please, just go ahead and download it. I always feel sad when people say, I missed your show. How can you still miss my show when there are different ways you can watch it?
And it's free. Before you think that you're going to pay, it is free. It's free for downloads on iOS and Android. Now, what do we have next for the next 45 minutes?
Okay, we have nutrition coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we also have
a performance as well.
Yes, from Inart. So we have Inart giving us an amazing musical performance, and we have nutrition. So you want to sit back, relax, enjoy, because we are taking you on a journey.
And then, of course, Sona. Sona is our final guest on the show today, Sona Emifeoluwa Daniel. And he will be telling us more about his journey into music and his experience so far.
Wait, were you attempting to dance, Mary? No, don't worry. Just sit. Oh my goodness, it has been an eventful, packed 1 hour.
In fact.
And so much more we still have for you for the next 45 minutes. And then we're talking about the mother-in-law, and saluting our Nigerian mother-in-laws that are amazing. And then I quickly saw some comments on Twitter and how people were talking about mother-in-laws. It is like a literal drama. But you know how funny, it's so funny how we almost do not talk about father-in-laws.
Exactly.
Like we almost don't talk about fathers. Let alone father-in-law.
Somebody said it's because fathers-in-law rarely give drama. It's usually a case of the mothers trying to be overprotective of either their daughters or their sons. But father-in-law drama usually ends when they finally give you the child. Yeah. Before that, you go through thick and thin. Literally, I don't want to say fire and brimstone. Exactly. But the moment they feel you're trustworthy enough to have their children, they take a back seat and then they discuss with the mother-in-law who takes over. Who takes over,
exactly. So when they have concerns, they'll just say, this is your son, you don't think, but you will not hear him be the one to say it though.
You will not know that in most cases, she has the full backing
of her husband,
who might even be the one telling her. But because, you know, men and the old let me act like I'm not a part of it.
I can't believe she did that. I will talk to her. You know, I'm feeling the father-in-law of life.
Oh my goodness. You know what? It's almost time for us to give you the news. But first, let's check out this fact finders.
Welcome to the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Tokwe Olowo. Now, the Speaker of the House of Representatives on Tuesday met with the leadership of organized labor over the controversy trailing the recently introduced bill aiming to amend the minimum wage law. The bill, which seeks to decentralize minimum wage to enable states pay according to their financial strength, was sponsored by Kaduna lawmaker Garba Datti. But organized labor last week staged a national protest calling on the National Assembly to drop the bill. The Speaker has now enjoyed the labor movement to allow the bill take the normal parliamentary course while promising justice.
that minimum wage have never been given to any worker on the plateau of Group. We struggle to get it even in the states. The states, Jigawa, Yobe, Borno, that implemented, and Lagos, is, if you look at Jigawa or those states, it's not about resources. State with bigger resources than River, they didn't, until we went there to protest. You saw it. So if you bring the issue of resources, it's not about resources, it's about priority. Do we prioritize human?
Now, on EFCC bank ultimatum, all financial institutions, particularly banks, have until the 1st of June 2021 to declare their assets as provided by the law and present the forms to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. This disclosure was made by the chairman of the EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, when speaking to State House correspondents after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Mr. Bawa expresses worry at the role played by financial institutions in helping criminals access funds illegally gotten and is confident this measure will help tackle financial crime.
We will do our best to ensure that this country is free of economic and financial crimes. Let me just put this. We understood that the tail end of every financial crime is for the criminal to have access to the funds that he or she have illegitimately gotten. And we are worried about the roles of financial institutions. And we have discussed, God willing, we hope that all financial institutions, particularly the bankers, will...
Next up, we have Kano intake of expired juice. Now, Kano State Ministry for Health has confirmed the death of 3 people and at least 284 persons hospitalized after the intake of an expired flavor powder juice in the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Aminu Sanyawa, who disclosed this to journalists, says the expired juice powder has affected residents in 13 local government areas in 10 days after the index case. A 6-year-old girl died of foodborne disease. The commissioner noted that the task force under the ministry had so far confiscated assorted drinks worth over 59 million naira, which are suspected to have been consumed by the victims. The state government had since instituted the execution of proactive measures against the menace through surveillance, sensitization, and public enlightenment. Now on security matters, an Iyagoku Chief Magistrate Court in Ibadan, Oyo State Capital, had ordered that alleged kidnap kingpin Isikilu Wakili be remanded in correctional facility. The police charged Wakili alongside his sons Abu Samela and Aliu Manu on a 6-count charge bordering on conspiracy, murder, kidnapping, and armed robbery. Residents of Ibarapa had accused Wakili of having links to kidnappers in the area. He was also accused of being a leader of armed herders who attack farmers and destroy their farmland. Mr. Wakili also allegedly caused the death of a corporal, Akinwale Akonde, and kidnapped a woman in the Idi Emi area of the state. The presiding judge, Emmanuel Idowu, ordered that they be remanded in Abolongo Correctional Facility. The matter has been adjourned until the 17th of May 2021. Welcome back, people. Now, we all know there is no Wake Up Nigeria without a musical performance. And today we have singer, songwriter, and Afro swing sensation, Inat. Now, he has joined us to perform his song titled Falling. Good morning, Inat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm energized. I feel great.
Oh.
I feel happy. I think everybody in the studio can tell that something is up with me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So tell us, what is up with you today? Why are you so pumped?
I am pumped because I'm a very big fan of Burna Boy. We all know what Burna Boy did a few days ago. So I'm really hyped. I feel like I can just go and get what I want. Like.
Yeah, such a sensation. So,
that, yeah.
You just recently released Falling, and that's what you're performing. What inspired the music?
Falling. The inspiration behind Falling happened, should I say, by mistake. My producer just made a beat. He left it. Everybody in the house went downstairs to take a swim or something. And I was alone in the room with the whole setup. I know how to record myself, and I just went. You just went for it. Go.
Okay, you know what? Yeah. Let's have you take us on some Falling journey this morning.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Amazing, amazing indeed. Really well done. Okay, it's time for us to talk nutrition, and to do justice to that is Oshun Soya. Olajumoke, a registered dietitian, nurse, and also a master of public health. She has over 6 years clinical experience. She graduated from the University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, in 2012. After 4 years of studying nutrition and dietetics, which is a comprehensive study of nutrition and science and diet therapy. She also holds a master's degree in public health nutrition from the University of Ibadan. She will be talking about myths about breastfeeding, but I think instead of that, we'll talk about picky eating instead. So let's focus on picky eating.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we talk about picky eating, it's actually broad, especially for me, because when I hear picky eating, I'm like, okay, maybe the person just doesn't like the food, or it could be a case of the person probably doesn't even like food at all. So there are actually different angles to it. But you're the expert. Tell us what picky eating actually is.
Oh, well, picky eating, general definition, is when a child is fussy and refusing food, or the child can actually take some part of the food, maybe small part, and refuse the rest. And it's usually happen between 9 months and 3 years. When the child starts to show you that I'm independent, I can choose. I can choose. I can choose to close my eyes. I can move your head away and say, I don't want that.
Food at
exactly.
all.
So that is when picky eating becomes prominent. But it can actually start from any age, from 6 months, but much more between 9 months and 3 years.
Okay, so that's usually the cause when you pick some things.
Basically, when you just eat small or you refuse it totally. You know, and if it is not properly handled and managed, can lead to, you know, drastic weight loss and, of course, compromise the immune system.
Now, you said between 9 months and 3 years mostly, right?
Yes,
but
mostly.
there are children who continue it even into their teenage years.
That is when it's not properly managed between about 9 months and 3 years. It will, of course, go on, you know, uncontrolled. It will not go away. Okay. Some will go away, you know, the child will outgrow it. Yeah. In some cases, the child will not outgrow it. And it will, you know, to go on to teenage years and may cause some developmental delay.
I can tell you that many parents going through that, especially those whose children are probably like 8 years or 9 years old, are like, okay, how can we put a stop to this? But before we talk about how it will be managed, let's even talk about the causes. What leads to it exactly?
All right, the causes, I'll first talk about the myth around it before I now talk about, that is what does not cause it, and then the cause of it. And the myth around it, some people have this idea that once a child is exclusively breastfed, the child will automatically turn picky eater. You know, that sounds logical because you might be thinking, oh, the child has known breast for 6 months, unlike a formula-fed baby that is already used to cup, already used to bottle, you know. So it's actually logical for you to think when the child stops breastfeeding that the child may not embrace home foods. But that is actually not true because both formula-fed babies and breastfed babies have equal opportunities. They show the same readiness towards food.
You know, I can even agree with you because my little nephew was he's 5 months plus now, and he was able to taste stew, just a bit of it, and he's on exclusive, and he just went, this is what I've been enjoying. And then since then his mom has been struggling to keep him away from food, so she's just waiting for him to be 6 months.
My own child started looking at me from the age of 4 months, looking and looking. But I told myself, you're going to
make this 6 months.
Exactly, you stay 6 months before I introduce you to any home
My
food.
sister literally holds everybody to ransom. Don't give him. Because he's really interested. You're eating and he's following your food.
Exactly, showing that readiness. Both formula-fed babies and exclusive breastfed babies show that. So they have an equal start. They have a fair chance to start together. You understand? So basically, it is not about being exclusively breastfed or not. You know, another thing, myth around it is when a child refuses your food, it means that the child does not like the food. That is not true. The child might be trying to get to like the food. The child is used to breastfeeding, and all of a sudden you're giving the child something new. I used to use this example that if you are to go to Ghana and they give you their special delicacy, it's special to them, but when it's getting to your mouth, it's your adulthood that will make you swallow the first spoon and say, I think I'm okay, you know. But a child does not know how to hide it, so the child will spit it out you know, but may try out.
I don't want any of that.
May try that another time,
yeah.
you know. So basically, it's not about the child not liking your food. It's the child trying to get used to the food. So those are the basic myths always surrounding.
This second one is very important,
you know,
because
very, very
immediately an average child decides, I don't want this. Many parents just take it out from the diet, believing that, oh, the child doesn't like it. So it's important you mention that. Thank you.
And another thing is that some mothers actually think picky eating is restricted to certain children, that some children don't ever have it. But that is not true. If your child is sick, your child is going to be picky, you know, just that period, you know. So every child has a picky eating phase. There will be a time when the child will refuse your food. It's not every time that your child is going to accept all your food.
You know what? We're going to jump several audios now and then talk about solutions.
Causes.
No, let's go straight to solutions.
Straight to solutions.
Now. Like, how can we fix it? Especially for people whose children are way past the 3-year-old mark.
Well, I would say that fixing starts from when you start complementary feeding. A lot of research studies have actually shown that inappropriate complementary feeding, starting complementary feeding, can result to picky eating later. So the start is from the foundation. You have to start complementary feeding appropriately. Prepare for complementary feeding. Most people, we women were prepared for breastfeeding. Our body adjusts, our breast enlarge. You know that you're supposed to breastfeed. But when it comes to complementary feeding, you just think you can just walk into the supermarket and get the best baby food, and then you start the baby on that. That is not good. You're supposed to actually allow the child to explore diverse foods and explore different textures. That's very, very, very important. And another misconception is your baby is going to just take every food, either it is palatable or not. You must know how to combine foods to provide all the nutrients. If the food is not palatable, your child is not going to take it. And of course, like I already said, allow the child to get used to the taste of food. Where patience comes in, you have to be patient. Most of we mothers, we don't really have the time. We don't have the time to study our children, to check the trend. Okay, she does not like this. Okay, she likes this. Okay, she likes this food this way. Okay, she likes that food that way. You have to be able to observe, and it's a lot of work.
And an average person is looking, oh my God, looking at the 6-month-old and like, wow, where do I start?
It's a lot of work.
You know what? I know this is a very broad subject.
Very broad.
It looks like something that we should not have decided to talk about in just 1 week. But I really must thank you for your time. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot today.
You're welcome.
We'll take this break and then we'll be right back because we have more for you on Week of Nigeria. Okay, it's time for us to have a conversation with our final guest on the show today. And it's definitely Sona. Now, the name is Emifeoluwa, right?
Yes.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Daniel. Yes. So now Emifeoluwa Daniel.
Yes.
Born in the UK, family of 3, and a Canterbury University graduate. Having started his artist development in the UK, the singer-songwriter has built a loyal network and a fan base in the London area, with affiliations with YBNL Nation and heavily inspired by Olamide Badu. Yeah.
Now, Sona has turned his dreams and passion into a beautiful reality, and he's here to talk to us this morning.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Tell us, what made you come home?
I think it's just like the culture and like it's my heritage. So just being at home, it felt like the right place to be. And just like hearing like the different sounds and just hearing like the Nigerian energy like from home. It's just better.
So when I hear our Nigerian acts who live abroad coming home, the first thing on my mind is, they're here to tap into the Nigerian music industry because you have more likelihood, in quotes, to be more successful from Nigeria than from London, which is more or less saturated. Is that the case, honestly, with you?
Not really, because like if I'm honest, I got a bit of success in London already. So it's just like, as I said, it just feels right because the culture and like the beats, like the beats are too different. So like just being around like people that's like, they understand my music and the culture.
So how long have you been around?
I'm back and forth. So like right now I'm here to chill.
So your music, what did you start with? Is it, did you start with hip-hop? Because that's usually what most young people start with. But what did you start with?
Not really. I kind of started making beats by myself. But I was always making like Afro beats in general anyway. So like I can mix it up because I'm versatile, but Afro beats is the main thing.
Always has been?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how did your folks take you wanting a career in music after being a graduate, of course?
my dad's a pastor, so at first it wasn't easy. Like convincing them at the beginning was a bit tough, but after a while they started to support me, and now that they're like my biggest supporters.
Yeah, because most parents, especially after having spent so much on your education,
yes,
and not even Nigerian education,
exactly.
You now come and tell me that after everything I've spent, you want to do music. I'm sure there were some fasting and prayer involved.
You have to ask me what I studied first.
What did you study?
Music, tech, and IT.
And
music, tech, and IT.
You were allowed to study that.
Yeah.
I'm sure the tech and IT kind of like covered.
Yes, yeah, like
I'm sure the parents didn't focus on the music. They focus on IT and tech. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me your experience. What has been the most dramatic experience you've had since you came to Nigeria?
Dramatic experience.
So it's been smooth sailing?
Yeah, it's been smooth. The only trouble really is the traffic. Like.
Oh, that's not traffic.
Oh, there's traffic everywhere.
That's why I was thinking for so long.
That's not traffic. That's a way of life.
So you haven't had any negative experience. That's awesome. Don't bother. There's no need for you to
You haven't eaten anything that you're wondering what's wrong with your tummy?
No.
Oh, okay. So you've been eating Nigerian food back in the UK? Both. Okay.
Yeah.
So now tell me, there's this song we played during the highlights. Tell us about that track.
Lagbaja.
Lagbaja, yes.
Yeah, so basically that one came about, I was at Big Bro Olamide's house.
Okay.
And Phils was there by chance.
Okay.
And like, he just started making the beat and it was crazy. So the energies just started flowing, made like 3 songs that night. But Lagbaja was the one that we went with now.
How did you meet Olamide?
At first, he hit me on Instagram because he heard one of my songs.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then just went from there.
From there, okay.
Then he came to London to do a show and then we met up.
You met up, okay. So now, considering, I mean, the Grammys just happened and Burna won his award. Now, how does that make you feel as an artist?
It's just like a good place to be, like just to see that our industry and our culture and just like people from our country, like they're all over the world and everybody can see them. Just like a good place to be.
Okay.
Just hopefully one day we get there too.
Amen. Amen.
Now, for you, I'm pretty sure you have big dreams when it comes to music, especially now that you're going back and forth, so to speak. Now, you are a producer as well, since you do beats, right? So you're a producer and a singer. What are your goals, let's say, for the next 5 years? What do you hope to have achieved in the music industry?
I just want to push my music on everyone. And I want everyone to like hear my music and understand me through my music. Okay. That's it, really.
Okay. All right, so you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to take a quick look at your song, watch your music video, and then we'll come back to complete this conversation. So I've done something with people affiliated to YBNL. Yeah. You guys always seem to believe there has to be a particular dance you guys will create out of it.
Yes, so now
because you're going to be breaking your head or what? You should have seen him dancing to it, and we're going to make him dance to it when we're going to the kitchen. Yes. So he can show us, because there was something we were doing with your legs, like something like this.
And then you
don't worry, I can't dance to save my leg.
Wow. Shame. Talk about shame.
No, it's understandable.
Yes.
Yes, you grew up among people in the north, so your Hausa is very fluent. So at least you speak a local language.
Yes,
so
I do speak a local language. So when did you release Lagbaja?
I think it's been out for like a week and a half now.
A week and a half? Yeah. And how has the reception been?
It's going well. It's going well, yeah, I'm feeling it.
Guess what, now there's something else we have in store for you, which is breakfast. But before we go there, you are going to do live performance dance for us.
Yes, you have to show us the steps that you're doing off.
Let's show them what he was hiding behind the camera.
Yes, so we're going to play the song and then you will dance your way to the kitchen.
Yes.
If you don't dance, no breakfast for you. We are not that generous. But if you really give us the dance steps.
We'll tell the chef whether to reduce your food.
Reduce Abi is not getting. Why would you
Okay.
Why are you making it nice for you?
Oh yeah, come on.
Oh yeah.
No, not this one. No.
Not this one. This is not the one you're doing, no. This is not the one you. This is not the one you got. Oh yeah.
Come on, let me do this face. Come on, I wish.
Too much of a gentleman.
Thank you so much. Welcome. I think you deserve a breakfast. It's fine. Now, have you had Nigerian palm oil stew before?
Yeah.
You have? Okay, so now we're going to taste Chef Blossom's own, and then you're going to rate it with plantain.
Hey, see the look of this food, Victoria alone. Here you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
In fact, if I want to put you on a pedestal, I'll say you should rate it in Yoruba. But I don't want
you go to nobody is taking it away.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure. So let's see.
Don't disturb me, I'm coming.
This one is special.
Chef Blossom, please just be telling us about this food.
This food,
Tell us, how did you come about it?
Okay, this is our local Nigerian rice grain, Nigerian grain. Yeah. And then we have our palm oil, our tomato mix.
Yeah.
We should have our garlic, ginger, tomatoes, scotch bonnet, atarudu.
Yes.
Tatashi and shombo.
By the time she finishes, it would
then
have finished.
onion.
It's all right, just go on.
So that's what we made the stew with.
Yeah.
Then our fried mackerel, that's Titus fish.
Okay.
Then we have our.
I'm coming back.
You are taking too long to arrive.
Taking too long.
Tell us about the food. What's your thoughts about it? It's like that takeaway plate is going to be useful today.
Yeah, you have to take away plate.
Definitely, of course, we will take it away for you. Thank you so much for coming, Chef Blossom. I think we should stop saying thank you because it's like it's a norm. You will not be taking us seriously. But thank you so much still regardless. It's been an amazing 1 hour 45 minutes. Mary, it's always a blast doing the show with you.
Sweethearts.
Yeah, but you know what? Your view is next. But we're going to be back here tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m. to 8:45. You have yourself an amazing day. We love you.
Yes.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
And don't forget, we run the world.
Girls.
Do it.
Yes.